thinking of changing from one employer to another, but you are not yet all equipped with what you call the documents, or you've not prepared all the documents that are required for you to change from one employer to another. And most of those documents may look a little bit very simpler and very easy. It's just that you do not exactly know what I need to move from one employer to another. Yes, before you think of changing, first, very important, before you think of changing, first find out how long have you completed with that company. How long have you stayed with the company that you want to move away from? Yes, most of us have had what you call 5 years in that company. You are in that company for 5 years. Yes, for the 5 years, you don't need an NOC. You don't need an NOC. Yes, most of the time why the companies need for you to have an NOC or to have a resignation letter or to have what you call a termination letter, it is to show that you do not have any contractual agreement. You are not held to any contractual agreement with that company, and you can move on to a new company. I personally myself, I have to speak up on myself. I didn't change with what you call an NOC. I changed with the resignation letter, which was not even signed, but I gave it. No employer has a right to reject your resignation letter, even if he stamps it or even if he does not stamp it. The only issue that you need to consider is, have you given or have you handed in that resignation letter in the right channels? That is something that definitely is going to bail you out. You've been in the company for 5 years. You do not need what we call an NOC for you to move. Use a resignation letter, so long as at your fingertips you have what you call an offer letter. You have that person that's willing to take over your services. You have a computer card of that new company that is willing to take over you. You have a salary that's a little bit higher than what you've been earning, and you are not in the same line of business, then you are eligible to change. Most of the companies or most of the employers will not even ascertain contracts for you in the Ministry of Labour. Yes, there will be contracts that are signed within, but you did not sign. Most of you will agree with me if you're in security companies, or most of you've been in companies, but when you try to check the Ministry of Interior or the Ministry of Labour, you cannot find your contract with them. You have a clear ID already with you. Yes, you've completed 5 years. You still hold to say that I cannot move because I don't have a contract. Yes, most of these times or most of the times, you need to wake up and try out your opportunity. If the opportunity comes on your way, why do you have to sit on it? Take it up. Take it up. That is where the whole game of it all is. Take it up. Put a resignation letter. If you know you've served that period. For people, I'm now talking about people who have been in the companies for 5 years. Yes, for 5 years, you do not need an NOC for you to change. Already the ministry has a full details of you, unless you can tell me you signed a contract of 10 years. But apart from that, I need to let you know that the maximum period of stay is supposed to be 5 years, and once you completed with that company for 5 years, you are eligible to change or to move to a new company which is not the same line of business, so long as you have what you call the required documents for you, or you have those documents for you on table. So this should not prevent you from changing. Once you get a prospect employer, you put in your application for change. The rest of things the Ministry of Labour will get with it. The Ministry of Labour will approve if the company is taking you is an illegal company, if the company is taking you has done all its formalities, and if you have also done what you call your formalities in that regard. What you only need is to have a proof of termination of any agreement on a contract, and you can use what you call your resignation letter. Yes, you have to use your resignation letter to the company to show I'll be ending my services with you at this period. Then after, what you definitely need to do is the new company can tend to do what you call the application for you in any other. Hope I've tried to share something for you, for someone who was asking me in that regard, and that is definitely what you need to do, and that is what you have to do in that case, in one way or the other. Hope I've tried to share something. By the way, thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you so much for supporting. Very much. Sorry, it's Mex trying to give you this.